The seventh album from Sleater-Kinney is a raucously executed screw you to pigeonholes and stereotypes, aimed squarely at fans and critics who thought they knew who the band were and what they were capable of. The LP was a firm departure from the catchy punk that they had become renowned for. Instead, they opted to create something fierce and enigmatic, with little care for what people would think, and the results were truly spectacular. This is the sound of The Woods. After more than 10 years working with Kill Rock Stars producer John Goodmanson, the band took a different approach for the album, choosing to work with Dave Fridman instead. As an integral sonic cog in Mercury Rev and the Flaming Lips, Fridman wasn't the biggest fan of Sleater-Kinney. Nonetheless, he respected the band and was interested in their raw sound, particularly their live shows. This was the vibe he tried to capture when they settled in for a stint at Tarbox Road Studios in upstate New York. They recorded for 12 hours a day in the depths of winter, buried under 10 feet of snow. And in an attempt to provoke the ferocity of their live performances, much was recorded with the trio in one room. The result was a primal sound, with Spills contributing to a freewheeling vitality and sense of space on the record. This was augmented by distant miking techniques and a focus on the natural reflections within the room. The drums, however, were kept very dry, with Fridman telling drummer Janet Weiss to play like Keith Moon. With 2 electric guitars in the band, the producer also had to compensate for the lack of bass. As bassist for Mercury Rev, Fridman was remiss to leave the lower frequencies out, so he bumped the kick in the mix and smeared the guitars with guttural distortion to create a sludgy bottom end. Brutal crunch and distortion is used widely across the Woods, with Modern Girl being a prime example. In fact, Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam attests to the album blowing out his car's sound system. The band threw subtlety out the window, cranked everything up to 10 and let it rip, culminating in an album that feels free, frantic and ferocious in every aspect. This disposition was further exacerbated by the studio environment and their relationship with Fridman. The producer and the band fought constantly, and being distant from their families buried under snow meant that tensions ran high throughout the sessions. However, this only stoked the fires of creativity. Weiss and Brownstein would deliberately antagonize vocalist Corin Tucker. As a result, she would do amazing things. The violent vibrato on album opener The Fox is a great example of this kind of enraged outburst. Taking a step out of their comfort zone may have been a risky move for Sleater-Kinney, but they emerged from the studio having created something truly unique and truly wonderful. The Woods is angry and unapologetic, and achieved everything Sleater-Kinney set out to do and more. Do you have a favourite track from The Woods? Let us know.